Beneath slow, shimmering water and along the muddy riverbanks of continents, an animal from the age of giants still waits, the crocodile. Good day and welcome to Exploration of Nature, where we bring all of nature's wonder to you. As always, please subscribe to the channel to help us grow. They are ancient, precise, and terrifyingly efficient. Crocodiles are living bridges between a world that ended millions of years ago and the modern landscapes we inhabit today. This is the story of their bodies, their lives, and the fragile future they now face. They are the last surviving members of a dynasty that once ruled both land and sea, a dynasty that has endured asteroid impacts, climate shifts, and mass extinctions. Their eyes, unblinking and gold, reflect a time before humans, before mammals even walked the earth. To understand crocodiles is to peer into the persistence of evolution itself, life perfected through patience, power, and survival. Crocodiles are evolutionary masterpieces of form and function, a streamlined, low-slung body built for stealth, a powerful, laterally flattened tail that is the engine of sudden bursts of speed in water, short, splayed legs that allow a surprising lunge on land, and a skull engineered for crushing. Their jaws close with bone-breaking force, while neck and torso musculature transfer the power of the tail into explosive lunges. Their eyes and nostrils sit high on the head, letting them breathe and watch. While almost invisible, the palate contains a secondary bony plate that lets them breathe with their mouths full of water or prey. Beneath their skin lies a latticework of muscle and bone plates, distributing force and minimizing damage from combat or prey struggles. Their lungs, capable of holding large volumes of air, allow for extended submersion and ambush tactics that rely on stillness. Even their blood chemistry is unique. They can shunt oxygen selectively to vital organs during dives, giving them incredible endurance underwater. Crocodiles are polyphyodonts. They continually replace their teeth throughout their lifetime, ensuring their bite remains lethal even after decades of wear. Their skin is armor-thick scales and bony plates known as osteoderms that not only protect them but also regulate heat through blood flow beneath the surface. Tiny pressure sensors, known as integumentary sensory organs, dot their jaws and bodies, allowing them to detect the faintest vibration in the water. These sensors can pick up ripples from a fish turning over 50 feet away, giving them an almost supernatural sixth sense in murky rivers. Their night vision is superb, enhanced by a reflective layer behind the retina that intensifies low light. Even in pitch darkness, crocodiles can hunt with accuracy, guided by vibration, temperature, and faint scent trails that ripple across the water's surface. Crocodiles belong to the order Crocodilia, a lineage that diverged from other archosaurs more than 200 million years ago and shares a distant ancestor with dinosaurs and birds. Fossils reveal early crocodilian relatives that once sprinted on long legs across land and even dominated prehistoric seas. Modern crocodiles are survivors, the last of an ancient design honed by evolution to perfection. Today, about 24 living species remain, divided into three main families: Crocodilidae, Alligatoridae, and Gavialidae. Each evolved in isolation to adapt to unique rivers, lakes, and climates around the world. Their survival through mass extinction speaks to an extraordinary adaptability. They shifted from warm inland habitats to estuaries, from inland rivers to coastal deltas, always finding a way to persist when others perished. Crocodile courtship is, well, deliberate and often surprisingly tender. Rolling displays, deep bellows that vibrate the water's surface, and physical nuzzling all help form temporary pairs. Most species mate during the wet season, when water levels rise and nesting areas become safe from predators. Females build elaborate nests from mud and vegetation, sometimes over a meter high, and lay clutches ranging from 20 to 80 eggs. The incubation period typically lasts between 80 and 100 days, with temperature determining the sex of hatchlings. Cooler nests yield females while warmer nests produce males. The mother guards her nest fiercely, chasing off monitors and other predators, and when the eggs hatch, she carries the tiny, chirping young in her jaws to the water. Her maternal care continues for weeks or even months, showcasing one of the most complex parental behaviors in the reptile world, a sign of intelligence and emotional connection that's often overlooked in cold-blooded animals. Crocodiles grow slowly but continuously, and males typically outgrow females over decades. The largest species, the saltwater crocodile, can reach over 20 feet and weigh more than 2,000 pounds, making it the largest living reptile on Earth. The Nile crocodile comes close, capable of taking down antelope, zebras, and even, unwary humans. Growth rate depends heavily on temperature, food availability, and territory size. In captivity, with ideal conditions and veterinary care, some crocodiles have surpassed 100 years of age. In the wild, lifespans average around 60 to 70 years, though some legendary specimens, like the famous Cassius in Australia, have been known to live even longer. Each scar, scale, and tooth bears silent testimony to the decades of survival in unforgiving rivers and swamps. Crocodiles are ambush specialists, the epitome of patience and precision. They can remain motionless for hours, just waiting for prey to approach the water's edge. And when they strike, it is with astonishing speed, an eruption of power that seems almost instantaneous. Their diet shifts as they grow. Hatchlings eat insects and frogs, juveniles take fish and birds, while adults feast on mammals, reptiles, and even other crocodiles. Once prey is caught, they employ the infamous death roll, twisting violently to tear flesh or drown their victim. Their digestive systems are so powerful they can dissolve bone and horn. Some large individuals have been documented storing carcasses underwater to soften before eating, demonstrating strategic feeding behavior that really borders on foresight and planning. Crocodiles inhabit every continent except Europe and Antarctica, thriving in tropical and subtropical zones. They live in rivers, swamps, wetlands, and coastal estuaries, pretty much anywhere water meets warmth. The saltwater crocodile, for example, ranges from India through Southeast Asia to northern Australia, and is actually capable of crossing entire seas between islands. The Nile crocodile dominates Africa's freshwater ecosystems, while the American crocodile patrols both coasts of the Americas. Each species occupies a precise ecological role, balancing aquatic and terrestrial environments. Habitat loss through deforestation, agriculture, and urbanization continues to shrink their range, forcing crocodiles into contact with humans more frequently than ever before. And that contact can be deadly for both sides. Estimating crocodile populations is difficult due to their secretive nature, but scientists believe millions exist worldwide, concentrated mainly among common species like the saltwater and Nile crocodiles. However, other species, such as the Orinoco and Philippine crocodiles, hover near extinction, with wild populations sometimes numbering fewer than 300 individuals. Habitat degradation, hunting, and illegal poaching for leather have decimated these rare populations. Conservationists now rely on satellite tracking, DNA sampling, and nest monitoring to assess health and recovery trends. Many nations have established crocodile farms that breed them sustainably, both to protect wild numbers and meet commercial demand. International agreements like CITES have further restricted the trade of wild skins, balancing economic benefit with species preservation. For centuries, humans have viewed crocodiles with a mix of awe and fear. In ancient Egypt, they were worshipped as divine beings under the god Sobek, yet in modern times, they were nearly wiped out for profit. Overhunting for skins during the 19th and 20th centuries caused population collapses across Asia and Africa. As human populations expanded, wetlands were drained and rivers dammed, destroying essential breeding sites. Pollution, fishing nets, and climate change continue to threaten them today. In many regions, conflict is unavoidable. Livestock losses provoke retaliation, and encroachment pushes crocodiles into canals and human settlements. Yet, even in these moments of tension, the fault lies not in the crocodile's aggression, but in our shared and shrinking space. In today's world, crocodiles and humans live closer than ever. In some countries, they bask near fishing villages or glide silently through urban drainage systems. Governments and conservationists are working together to implement coexistence programs that prioritize human safety without eradicating local crocodile populations. Education is key. Communities are learning how to recognize breeding areas, avoid nesting females, and manage livestock near water safely. Relocation programs now move problem crocodiles to sanctuaries or protected wetlands instead of killing them outright. Tourism has also become a lifeline. Guided river tours and sanctuaries transform these predators into ambassadors for conservation, allowing people to witness their majesty without fear. The more humans learn about crocodiles, the more respect begins to replace superstition and fear. Modern conservation efforts for crocodiles are, honestly, among the most coordinated in the animal kingdom. Many countries now run breeding programs aimed at boosting population numbers for reintroduction into the wild. Sanctuaries and research centers study nesting patterns, hatchling survival, and behavior, all to strengthen conservation strategies. The IUCN Crocodile Specialist Group continues to lead global coordination between scientists, governments, and local communities. In some regions, sustainable crocodile ranching has actually created economic incentives for protection. Locals benefit from managed populations rather than exploiting them. These programs have already saved species like the saltwater and Nile crocodiles from near extinction. Yet, constant monitoring and funding remain essential because even small disruptions can reverse decades of progress. Recent studies reveal that rising global temperatures are altering crocodile biology in subtle yet dangerous ways. Because sex in crocodiles is temperature dependent, warming nests can lead to a dangerous imbalance, producing too many males or females, and, honestly, threatening future breeding success. Researchers have also found that extreme heat limits their ability to regulate body temperature, forcing behavioral shifts such as increased nocturnal activity or, deeper submersion. So, genetic research has unlocked new understanding of crocodile evolution and disease resistance, while GPS tracking has revealed migration patterns previously unknown. Climate scientists warn that as sea levels rise, saltwater intrusion into freshwater habitats could disrupt entire populations. Crocodiles may be ancient survivors, but even they are not immune to the speed of modern climate change. Crocodiles are keystone predators, shaping the health and diversity of the ecosystems they inhabit. By regulating prey populations, they prevent overgrazing and maintain ecological balance. Their burrows provide refuge for fish and turtles during dry seasons, while their nesting and carcasses feed countless scavengers and insects. Their presence indicates the purity of freshwater systems. Where crocodiles thrive, the ecosystem tends to be strong. Their survival teaches us about endurance, patience, and adaptation. They are reminders that not all power comes from change. Some comes from perfecting what already works. If crocodiles vanish, entire ecosystems could unravel in silence. In the end, the crocodile's story is one of both survival and warning. They have endured everything the planet could throw at them, yet, their greatest challenge now comes from us. Their fate rests not in their strength, but in our choices, our policies, our awareness, and our willingness to coexist. Protecting their wetlands means protecting clean water, climate stability, and, honestly, countless other species that share those ecosystems. Modern science, combined with traditional respect, offers hope that we can preserve these ancient hunters for future generations. The crocodile is not a monster. It is a mirror, reflecting the resilience of nature and the consequences of our stewardship. And as long as they glide silently beneath the surface, the world remains a little more wild and a little more whole. If you like the video and want more content, please subscribe to the channel and help us grow and reach 1,000 subscribers. And, well, don't forget to hit that like button and always share your thoughts in the comment section. Hope you enjoyed this video and have a great day.